Yeah. Alright, so for those of you just tuning in, we're about to do a round of Pathblood Remastered between me and the viewers. This is going to be a 2v2v2v2, and I actually haven't played Pathblood Remastered at all. Apparently it's the newest version of Pathblood. Never played it, I have no idea what's changed. I know a little bit about the basics of Pathblood. I used to play it all the time.
Saboteurs to open that wall.
We will send in saboteurs to open that wall. I haven't played Pathblood in forever. Okay, apparently this is still Pathblood Heroes, which is good. So I'm gonna do it with Archer of the Eyes. If you don't know how Pathblood works, basically you start with like a little petard back here and you use it to blow up these palisade walls to pick which units you want. And you can see, clearly the units follow some sort of path line. It's really crazy. And then you just move the unit onto this little torch thing right here. And then bam, they start spawning here. He's the old Master Templar. That's pretty crazy. It'll be an honor to lose to this guy. That's what this thing is named after. I think. It's been so long. I haven't played Pathblood in years. I used to play like almost nothing but scenarios. I played a ton of Pathblood back in the day. I play a ton of Pathblood. Not so much anymore. Just kind of don't play custom scenarios as much. A lot has changed in Pathblood. Actually, oh my god, what is my guy doing? I gotta get Khan out of there. Bro. Now your Great Khan gains stats over time, so you want to try and like lose that if at all. Just try and not lose that if at all possible. Same thing with your Templar guy. He gains stats if he's on the center island. Good news is I get a bunch of free kills here. I haven't played Pathblood in years, guys. I'm really, really, really rusty. But Pathblood is basically all about the micro. It's really fun. The good news is that I have actually trapped him in my base, so even though my Khan decided to just go crazy and walk towards the front for no reason whatsoever, it's not gonna be a problem. He's not gonna die. I don't usually do scenarios on stream, because they tend to not produce very high quality matches. They tend to be really close one-sided one way or the other, because most people don't actually play Pathblood that watch my stream, so, myself included. Usually what'll happen is the one guy who suggests it will happen to actually be pretty good at Pathblood, and then everyone else will suck balls. And then we get a very one-sided match. Now, if you're wondering why I'm starting with the Archer of the Eyes instead of, this delicious Scythian Scout, right? It's got so much pierce armor, I do 1 damage to it. It's because I'm going for the late game. I really, 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 really want the Genghis Khan, which is the strongest unit in the game, and the path that I'm on, this path does go all the way to Genghis Khan. So this one has, not the best set of units, but it does eventually become very, very good in the later stages of the game. Now we do have, I believe, Subotai as well. Yeah, we have Subotai very, very good. We do get Charles Martel and Harold Andrade, so this is kind of like the default path that, you'll see a lot of people taking. They usually go this path. It's important to keep your Khan alive, your Great Khan, because it gains stats over time, and you can really use it to rack up some kills. One of my favorite tactics I used to use when I played this was to... God, there's so much lag in this on fast speed, I'll never be able to micro this. You have to micro the Great Khan really carefully. I don't know what he's doing. You can have him pretend to be, Tamerlane, which is one of the heroes you get in this map. And you can blend him in with the rest of your Genghis Khans, do a lot of work here. Now the hope is that if my Great Khan would stop doing whatever it is he's doing, then I can get a bunch of kills, because Great Khan can one-shot them. I love Pathblood Heroes. I think Pathblood Heroes is way better than regular Pathblood, and that's what I played a lot. I think Prince Charming is still in the Twitch chat. He's the guy who designed Pathblood Heroes, and I think it's like a masterpiece. The Archer of the Ice is just a really good, well-balanced starting choice. Because with the archers, you can micro them and whatnot, and just get a lot of work done. You have to be really careful not to lose that Great Khan. It's all about unit positioning, careful micro. I mean, I don't think this is the most exciting thing, so I don't do this too often. And, this is impossible to play. I mean, I don't know if you can see the delay, but my Great Khan just really, really wants to die. He's got a death wish. He's on a mission, guys. He's on a mission to lose resonance in this game as fast as possible. I do think these maps are really fun, but there's not a lot of strategy to them, and it's really hard to play the map well when you've got this level. Now, I can use my Great Con to hopefully snipe a couple guys for free over the wall if he would move. With a 5-second delay, using my Great Con like this is really risky, but it can give me a couple of good kills. See, right here we can see him one-shotting these Scythian scouts here, which otherwise they don't do any damage. And you'll see right now as well, I'm trying to create like a choke point, funnel Coldblood's units into my gate, so he can't get us around on my units. It's very important. This is a 2v2v2, Caesar. So I am teamed up with Shade. And, you know, if we look at the scores right now, this is when Natalie basically gets to win, because it looks like she has, like, 7k score. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Maybe we can do this. It's never really my cup of tea. I think Pathblood and other really micro-based scenarios would be insanely good if and only if there was, like, no ping. But there is a lot of ping right now, and I need to back up just a teeny bit. Now, another thing you can do with your Great Con as well is to, you know, attack some of the walls and just sort of worm your way through it. I'm not really trying to do that right now because I don't want to, you know, give Coldblood any ideas, but that's the idea. There are a lot of different paths here, and, you know, picking the right one for the situation. So here's the thing, is I don't think Pathblood's really hard. I love the idea of it, because I think it could be all-out counters, you know, late-game trade-offs, blah, 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 where you pick the right units for the situation by going down a specific path. You see everybody goes for Archer of the Eyes, maybe it's time you go for Scythian Scouts, but I don't think it works that way well in practice. I think William Wallace is usually not very good. Herald Andrade, which are the other two late-game units in the other paths, I don't think they're very good, and it shows. I think that Pathblood would be a really, really, really good map if and only if the game was modded so that the units actually scaled appropriately. Because really the far left path, which is the one I'm taking, is usually generally the best one, unless something has changed in the specific version, which maybe it has. I think the individual units themselves need to be rebalanced, but I think it'd be... I don't know, Pathblood would require some, you know, custom balancing, definitely. Because some units just don't scale appropriately, and generally melee units are just at a huge advantage, for the most part. If you're wondering what the Master of the Templar is for, because he doesn't gain stats like everyone else does, like the Great Khan does, the Master of the Templar will gain stats if and only if he's standing in the center area. You also get other bonuses for raisings and whatnot. This is what we call a blood map. If you guys are curious, there are a series of scenarios for Aoe2 blood maps, which are all about just unit micros. They just spawn units non-stop, and then there's a war between those units. Now, I don't really like Charlemagne, which is the next unit that you get on the specific path, and I would recommend you follow this path if you do play Pathblood. Yeah, I don't really like Charlemagne too much because I feel like his range is just not so good, and he kind of gets owned by the Archer of the Eyes. Sure, his stats are really good, but I don't think Charlemagne's yeah, lag is ridiculous right now, Master Templar is right. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see me clicking, but it's insane. Yeah. Pathblood, I used to play it a lot, but haven't played it in so long. It's a hard thing to play with this level of ridiculous lag. It really is. I think Pathblood requires two things. A near perfect connection between the players so that there's maybe 1 second delay tops. I think the micro is a huge skill portion of this. Otherwise, we're just throwing units at each other, and it can be kind of fun for a time waster, but, you know, there's not a lot for me to talk about as a player, and frankly, these games are super snowbally. When one guy gets ahead, it is game. Like, look at Natalie's score. I mean, because the more kills you get, the better your units get, which allow you to get more kills. And then it makes it harder for other players to get kills, too. This game really snowbally. It's really snowballing.
Avenge me, my brothers, for I cannot.
Looks like Ray's Great Khan is dead. That's a huge, huge mistake. Natalie has a really buff Master of the Templar here, which is bad. You see, like, this one's so strong from sitting in the center that she can just blow up my gate like that, easy sneezy, and I can't actually react to that because there's so much delay. Now, what I should do right now is delete all my Archers of the Eyes so that they instantly respawn and are replaced with Tamer Lanes, which my Genghis Khan can then lend into. But there's really nothing I can do in this situation because Natalie is so far ahead. You can't there's no comeback mechanic in this. I like Smoshblood because Smoshblood has some comeback mechanics with the way, you know, you use kings to cast spells. You guys can search my YouTube channel if you want to know a little bit about Smoshblood. Yeah, you definitely want to pause the stream when you're playing these matches with me, as Coldblood is definitely noticing. So, yeah. no comeback mechanics in this. Like, every time you kill something, your guys get stronger, you get access to more units, which means it's harder for your opponents to get kills because your units are buffered. It's a very, very snowball-y sort of system. These are like a fun diversion, but that's why I don't do too many of them for my channel. I think it's interesting to discuss what makes Pathblood fun and what makes it not fun. But I think the only way to make it work is to really balance the units themselves. Because just frankly, the ability of range units to do this kind of stuff where like you make it hard for people to get a surround on you is just really important. And you look at like Belisarius right here, he just sucks. Frankly, this thing just sucks.
I die with honor.
I can't even notice that someone's great con is out here.
I die with
I think he's gonna die, yeah, because I got my con shooting at him and he doesn't even know I have my con shooting at him. Big mistake, buddy. Darknick's gonna lose his con.
Avenge me, my brother!
Avenge me!
For I cannot.
So yeah, this is all about careful micro, and I think there can be some strategy. Mostly like this is a contest of micro, but you can't have a contest of micro on fast speed with this level of lag. But most people usually play on fast speed in this because melee units will suck even more on normal speed because you can micro better. I don't know, it's just a weird concept. I think that these are a fun time waster, but odd games. I think Pathblood would be really fun if there was someone made a mod that modified all the specific units to strictly Pathblood. I did that for a while, actually. I was working on a version of Aoe2 Empires 2. I was modding the data files just to specifically balance units for Pathblood. Kinda do have to gang up on purple, don't we? I mean, yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. Yeah, we all just gonna have to gang up on Natalie, otherwise we lose. I do Sabotage. Sabotage is really good. Again, just these not, like, if this was balanced perfectly, every single path would have a series of meaningful trade-offs. I'm just gonna delete all these tamer lanes so I can replace it with better units, because I don't want to feed kills to people, because you get enough kills, you get a new petard, you get 2 more units. Except, you know, again, this level of macro where I'm trying to delete everything, micro where I'm just trying to delete every guy, doesn't work so well with this ping. I don't want it to sound like I'm complaining, it's just I need something to talk about because literally nothing is happening. Because I'm not. I love Pathblood, I think it's really fun. It's just the only thing I can think of to talk about in a match like this is why, like, issues with Pathblood Heroes and just blood maps in general, or just Aoe2 scenarios, limitations with it, and how we can make it better. Like, I want it to be constructive, I guess. For a while, I had a mod. Or there we go, I killed them all.
My brother!
See, again, people giving me all their great cons. It's not completely their fault, but, you know, they're new to this, and that's something you shouldn't be doing, definitely. Because the great con is the key to success. Well, you basically win when you get Genghis Khan, the strongest unit, and then you put you put your great con in with that, and you just basically dive straight for their tower. The only way Natalie can possibly lose this one is by getting, like, 4v1, which she isn't. So yeah, I did make a mod. I ended up making a mod at one point where the idea was that I modded all the individual units in this game to be balanced specifically for Pathblood. You know, there was a lot more thought into that. You'd pick your counters. Every path had its trade-offs. Like the shorter paths, like this one, you know, they should be for all the early game units. They should be more powerful alternatives always. They should always be superior in the early game, and they should only. But they should drop off a lot quicker, so this would give you, you know, a huge early lead. I would want all the choices to be balanced, I guess. That's the thing. I want all the choices to be balanced. You know, this would be a good mid-game, good late-game, blah, blah, blah. But really, like, going with the path that I did, the one on the far left, is just... you get good everything. You don't get the best at everything, but there's no real meaningful trade-offs, if that makes any sense. When you can place a petard in the spawn zone, it doesn't spawn petards, but that'd be pretty awesome. I can dream. That would be cool. The petard will actually just walk back. Now, I am getting surrounded here, so I should try and group up. Back up a bit, maybe. I mean, we can kind of pressure and spawn camp blue, actually. We can actually kind of do that until it grays back up. The thing is, also, is that when you try and camp someone, like 4v1... when you try and camp someone 4v4, 4v1 like this, then you lose. Because if you don't kill Natalie, which we aren't doing and we can't, then she just gets more kills. Like, it's a very fun, unproductive, stupid thing. It doesn't actually Wow, she has 5 BBTs. There's no way in hell this is gonna work, actually. She has 5 BBTs. And I'm not sure if she's actually, like, blocking me or my units are just stuck. My units are just stuck. Okay, so he did kill my Master of the Templar. That really doesn't matter. It's not like I was going to get any value out of him at this point. It's really not. Yeah, once you get Khan, you just kind of win. It's really hard to lose once you have Khan, unless you get ganged upon by other people. Pathblood's weird because it's usually not played in a 4v4, which means the only way to win against someone who gets ahead, like Natalie, is that we all work together to kill her, but, you know, we're all not on the same team, so it's really hard to get people to cooperate, and if we fail, we just make Natalie even stronger, so it's very, very, very weird. So this is Pathblood Heroes for you guys. I think it's really fun. Pathblood is probably has the potential to be the best blood map. It has the potential to be. Unfortunately, Pathblood is plagued by a bunch of curious, unfortunate balance issues which just can't be addressed without actually modding the game itself. I think you'd have to mod the game itself to make individual units that were stronger players, because we use heroes in this. There's the old Pathblood where they don't use heroes, you know, and they just use the regular units, but again, that's not as balanced. You'd have to make the counters more pronounced. You'd have to mod the data files, make the counters more pronounced, definitely, and really just make it so every path is worthwhile. It should feel like you're making meaningful decisions here, because really what I'm not. I'm just kind of microwing my guys, that's it. I'm just microwing my guys, choosing where to send them, and, you know, that's not that interesting when you consider that with this lag, that level of efficiency is just not possible.
We will sing saboteurs.
It looks like he is focusing my Khan down, which is good. The 5-second delay there, it's a lot of damage. I don't want to sound like I'm giving excuses for people either, because I'm not. I'm just trying to talk. I have to talk about something. Because nothing is happening right now, I guess, if that makes any sense. If anyone has any questions about Pathblood or scenarios, I'll happily answer them in the Twitch chat. Happily answer them, but not too much to talk about right now, because there's just nothing really that's happening. I do have Charles Martel coming out, that's pretty good. If you've noticed, like, I'm deleting these other units, which is another trick that you'll see good scenario players use. On blood maps, you'll see good players use. They will delete their extra units. You'll see other players. I don't really mind if Natalie wins, honestly. I don't really care. I don't think we can even kill Natalie, honestly. We all actually have to work together, and I'm just being attacked non-stop, so I can't really leave. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my base, and I'm going to lose my Great Khan. He's going to be completely defenseless here. Because then Teal, if I push out and I attack Natalie, then my base is exposed. I could lose my tower to a bunch of Subotai, which is a very powerful unit, and then I could lose my Great Khan, which would be unprotected. You can't actually garrison your Great Khan in this tower. It doesn't work. So yeah, Natalie is definitely very good at Pathblood, and the thing is once you get an early lead, there's nothing really you can do. One thing that, again, I think is important is that also every unit that's after all the other units should be better than the ones previously, for the most part, or they should just be situationally useful. I think that Pathblood is an amazing concept, and that out of all the blood maps, it's up there with Smotchblood as one of the best. Pathblood has the potential to be one of the most fun things in Aoe2, if not one of the most fun things I play. Question about the birds and the bees? Ask away, Jen. I love CBA, yeah. CBA is also really fun, but again, CBA is mostly luck. It's just Civ matchups. CBA is another thing that has a lot of potential, but it's not perfectly balanced. Just because, again, it was made from the AoE2 like gameplay. We would need to mod the specific units. You'd have to actually mod the data files of the game to be able to make something like CBA really, really cool. And I think CBA, like all these other blood maps, is a fun diversion that has some conceptual design issues that just can't really be fixed. Prince Charming did a fantastic job at making Pathblood the best he could possibly make it. However, yeah, see, here's the problem. I leave my base and this happens, and oh my god, my Khan having serious issues for some reason. He should be focusing down my Khan, though, and not actually my tower, because he can't do too much damage to my tower. Now that I'm here and I'm shooting with my Khan, if you kill my Khan, that puts me in a really bad position. Khan's a good win condition here. So yeah, we would need to mod the data files. Because yeah, there's just some units that just blow. Like, I deleted what's-his-face. I don't even remember the name of him. There's some stupid knight guy who just sucks. Like, there's no situational units. You don't really get to pick units based on what your opponent is making usually. You just pick the units that are just straight up better. Like, Charles Martel is an upgrade over Subbultai. Like, just follow the order that I did. Charlemagne kind of blows. How do you get the BBTs? Tons of buildings raised. To kill a bunch of raised. Raise a bunch of raised. Oh, hardest Pathblood Heroes? I think it's very hard. But, I mean... I've been talking about it enough. I think Pathblood Heroes is an interesting map. It has a lot of potential. I think one of the most fun potential mods for Aoe2 could definitely be a mod of the data files that made Pathblood Heroes really balanced. Because I think there's a ton of potential to this type of thing. In no other blood map do you have to make as many, you know, could you make as many meaningful decisions when it comes to selecting your units. And I think that that's where a lot of the strategy could come in this, because frankly, in its current iteration, you can't have too much strategy elsewhere. Especially with the, you know, the inability to micro. Now, I really want to push out and I want to punish Natalie here, but again, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, because I just, again, I leave my entire base exposed. No one else is going for Natalie. It doesn't really matter. It's focusing down my monks. That's a huge, huge micro mistake. Yeah, I can't do anything here. Natalie's gonna win. Alright, that's fine. I don't mind. Natalie definitely a better Pathblood player than me. It's just the way this is designed. Oh yeah, also it's a good idea to body block the entrance to your base, to not let someone get in there. There are some tactics you can use, and I do know those tactics. It's been years since I've played really any Pathblood. It's been like 5-6 years. Okay, so another thing is, I notice I'm deleting my other units, and the reason is because the maximum amount of units that you get spawned on your main island are actually based off your total population. You can't go over 44 military units, so by deleting the extra units on this island over here, which is a big mistake that some players make, Shade should delete all these. Delete extra units for larger land army. If you delete the extra units on your back island, you actually get more units on the mainland. It's really weird how that works. It's just scenario mechanics, guys. Well, I realize that, Captain Dolphin, but again, you know, these blood maps by definition are very snowbally. I think if we combine Pathblood, if we combine the ideas of Pathblood Heroes, which adds a lot more strategy to it, because again, CBA Heroes, I agree, is a bit more well balanced, but by definition, blood maps are very snowbally. Very, very snowbally by definition. Because, you know, once you just get more kills, you get stronger. So, yeah. When someone gets ahead, they keep getting ahead. Not good. Not good, not good, not good. So, yeah, I think if we combine, you know, Smosh Blood has a lot of comeback mechanics in it with the clever usage of your kings, which I think has a lot more strategy than, has a lot of potential strategy to it. Being able to use your spells with the, you know, smart unit choices that you have to do from Pathblood Heroes. Now, I can't help but notice that no one's actually helping me take out Natalie, which means, again, we're just beating her more kills, blah, 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 blah. Like, now I do have some Charles Martels here to block off that entrance to my base, so I can't get screwed as hard. Yeah, Sado's just helping him, yeah, okay, helping her. So, you know, this game's gonna be hard to win. We'll see. So yeah, CBA Heroes is more balanced in the sense that your units do, I guess they grow a lot better. It's pretty nice. There's no like massive power spikes, and like your heroes just don't strictly get worse. Because in Pathblood, I mean, there's just it's not like it's Prince Charming's fault. It's just there's simply not enough heroes in Age of Empires 2, and frankly they don't scale well on their own. He did the best he could with what he has, and I mean, most of these melee ones suck. Like, Mordred, I mean, but why would you go down the all-melee path, right? Like, all these units suck except William Wallace, but you have to get through the shitty early game because you have nothing but melee units, like... You basically have to go down, yeah, why would you go down the all-melee path? It's just, usually you wouldn't. Just the way this map is designed, you've got the walls and everything, melee units not so good, and if melee units were dominant, then micro wouldn't really matter. So, yeah. Why don't I go YOLO in and destroy Teal's tower? Well, I would, except if I go do that, then... Okay, well, here's the thing. For one, this is a free-for-all, and if I leave my base, he can very, very easily kill me. Teal's not really a threat. He's been feeding me kills all game. And this is fantastic. I want Teal to go feed me kills. So that's why I haven't killed him yet. Because he's not a threat to me, and he's been feeding me kills. Now, I can start ending him now that I have Herald Hadrade, which is a ridiculously powerful unit. So now I can start ending him, I think. Also, I don't have a huge advantage over Teal. Yes, he's been feeding me a lot of kills, but... Let me kill this guy.
I die with
Orange is really mad. I don't understand why people will play games just to get really angry. They're like, I'm supposed to be playing a game for fun, but I can't believe someone isn't as good as this game at me. Fuck them. It's such a weird way of thinking for me. I mean, really, the real threat here is Natalie, and now that she's finally left her base, I can finally attack her. But again, then I risk leaving my entire base wide open. It's not great. It sucks that I'm right next to Natalie's stuff, and she's trying to body block me here, which is fine. She definitely would have gotten the body block off. She definitely would have, if only there was no ridiculous delay. And now Teal gets to come in here. The good news is that... Sorry, Shade. The good news is that my guys die so fast that they just come back and defend myself. Shade tried, unfortunately he's right next to Natalie. I can't really kill Teal, that's the thing. Is like, yes, he's been feeding me kills all game and I'm slightly ahead of him, but I don't have enough advantage. My advantage is not big enough to the point where my units are strong enough than his. I have to have like a 2-unit lead. I'm only 1 unit ahead of him. I have Andrade, he has Martel, which is the unit before me. If I unit lead, I could just go in and kill him, but I'm not like, it's not like Teal is an issue. Like, yes, Teal could do some serious damage to my base, but the real threat is Natalie, honestly, and frankly, I can't do anything to her because no players are dead, and yeah. As a group, we're not working together here. This is an abnormally long Pathblood. Normally someone is out of the game by this point. This is absurdly long. Basically, I just lose at any point that Natalie decides to just run into my base. I mean, really, there's no way she can lose this game, and get ganged up on. See, I can't push out, I can't end Natalie. Because of all these green things. Now, I might lose the game, honestly, off of that damn, Charles Martel. Just walking into my base. We'll see if she has the body block. Looks like she does. Okay, nothing we can do here. Genghis Khan's just so much stronger than all the other units in this game. It's really sad. There's not too much you can do against Genghis Khan. Uh-oh. Looks like Teal... I like that they're focusing orange. That's good, because I feel like people who play these games and just get super duper mad deserve to lose. Like, I don't know, it just makes no sense to me. People forget all the time that there's actually other people at the end of your computer monitor. And I always try to treat people the way that, you know, I would personally like to be treated. And, you know, when I would never rage at my teammates, because, like, it sucks to be raged at. I think people get often stuck in this, like, negative feedback loop, where you're just so used to calling your teammates bad when they do something right. You know, we never tell them the job. I think it's important to do that. Hello, Bunny the Killer. I think Zach's Age of Heroes is pretty cool, but I think the limitations of the Aoe2 game engine that just it would never really work that well. And I guess I just don't know if it really needs to exist, but I think that's really cool and he put a lot of work into it. He did a really great job with the resources that he has. I just don't think I don't know if it could have gone any better. Unfortunately, Shade is dead here. I can't really leave my base because Teal's always threatening to just, you know, go and blow up my tower. Nothing really I can do about that right now. And I'm just kind of at the mercy of Natalie and everybody else in this game. I mean, really what Telemacho should be doing is just killing Natalie, but... yeah. I can't go into Teal either because he's got the body block there. Natalie's got the body block. Green just constantly... for some reason, Green is throwing really bad Mordred units, just constantly feeding my adjacent neighbor Gray, who is really Wallace, isn't really a good unit. Now, I am assuming that Natalie doesn't have the body block here. This is good. Looks like she's lagging. And that orange is being attacked, so this is our time to shine. This is when we would move in, try and attack this here tower. Now, with all these bombard towers, it's going to be really, really hard. Once again, I've left my base open to heal. It's always a risk you have to take. It's going to be really hard to kill this tower. I don't know if we can do it. Mordred literally useless, by the way. That's one of the problems with Pathblood, is you never want to feel like you're using useless units, but you are. I mean, really, like, Green is just keeping Gray in this game just by, like, it's like they're conspiring together almost. This game is... Blood Knights are just ridiculous to snowball, because if someone's, like, bad and they're just feeding, like, lots of units for no reason, like, he should just not use Mordred. Actually, unfortunately for him, he just made the mistake of picking the wrong unit path. Without Genghis Khan in the super late game, it's really hard to close a game out with William Wallace, it really is. It's like ridiculously difficult to close a game with William Wallace. We gotta kill this, Master of the Templar. Really hard to close a game out with William Wallace, because William Wallace can be body blocked, that's the thing. And notice how critical it is for me to keep my Great Khan alive this long. Because I've kept my Great Khan alive, I have been able to defend against Teal's attacks without actually having to keep many of my guys here. Which has been perfect. Now, Teal is feeding me a lot of kills again, but I don't have a substantial enough advantage that I can go on him, and I don't have a teammate anymore, so... I'm doing the best I can with what I got, but I feel like I'm prolonging the inevitable. Really, the only way we can win this is if we work together, and when Natalie leaves her base, she has to leave her base to try and attack Orange. Then that's when we push in. However, all Natalie is doing is just, or just to attack Telelaunches. All Natalie is doing is just turtling. Because I have my Great Khan alive, again, you know, Teal has a choice. He either has to focus down the Great Khan, or his guys will get mowed down by the Great Khan and my tower, as well as my Herald Hadrades. Again, look how slow he isn't able to do anything in this situation because of my Great Khan. He's going to have to kill it first, as lame as that is. He has no choice. Hey, Teslano. Nice emotes, man. No, I mean, I don't think that... No, that's actually just... That's not true, Captain Dolphin. Great Khan does way more damage to buildings than Herald Hadrade. The Herald Hadrade has only 13 attack, the Great Khan is 25. Yes, you know, the Herald Hadrade has a bigger attack bonus, but it literally doesn't matter. Also, Great Khan has more, your Genghis Khan unit has more HP, it has more attack, it has more range. Your Genghis Khan is better in every way than Herald Hadrade. It's a massive, massive threat. Frankly, you can't really lose once you have, Genghis Khan. It's really hard to lose. It's basically your game to lose once you have it. Unless everybody works together, which is difficult to get everybody to work together. And Natalie's being really smart. She's just kind of camping the front of her base, and we really can't do too much about that. Now, looks like I've caught Natalie, but once again, you know, her cons are respawning, and can't really micro my guys. Like, this requires very precise micro to dodge the bombard cannon shots as well as to down towers, and... This is good. Again, you know, we haven't even got her to half HP. It's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be tricky, especially with a bunch of players in here with useless units. I believe Gray has William Wallace not doing anything. William Wallace and stuff is just not threatening because you can't get past the block, the body block that you see Natalie doing, where she's blocking the center here, and there's nothing you can really do about it. We can't get in her base. Holy shitballs! Telemacho says Genghis Khan. Okay, so maybe Natalie will lose. I don't know. This is the longest Pathblood game ever. This never happens. There's only 2 guys dead for some reason. Orange died because his blood pressure spiked way too high or something like that. Pro tip, guys, relax. You're supposed to be having fun. Also, be nice to people because at the end of the day, they're people too. That's my motto. I can't do anything with Herald Hadrade at this point, actually, so there's no point in me going in and trying to kill Natalie. I can't do that.
Yes.
She's just body blocking.
Avenge me, my brothers, for I cannot.